Welcome all of you joining us, talking Pirates women's tennis alongside head coach Billy Porter. I'm Kip McConnico. The Pirates, well, they were at the Blue-Gray Invitational over spring break, making a trip up to Virginia. And, Coach, what a performance it was from your women.
Yeah, it was impressive work from them. First off, I want to thank Art at Mary Wash for organizing the whole event and creating a wonderful opportunity and experience for our players. I actually did not make the trip. I went to California with the men. Christy Miller, our assistant coach, did a tremendous job, with the girls out there, and she deserves, all the credit for their success out there. But we're going to break it down one match at a time. On Friday, we played Gustavus Adolphus out of the Central Region from Minnesota, a team that was ranked a little bit ahead of us. And I think a big part of what helped us win that match was that it was outdoors. And there was a lot of wind where they're used to playing indoors, and temperatures were kind of in the 50s. I'm sorry, it was 70s. That was the warm day that we had. I think that, Chrissy mentioned that had a huge effect on how we played them. It was interesting because we went down 1-2 after doubles. So I think that's the first time all year that we were in that position. We were down 0-3 against Wash U, but other than that, we've been up 3-0, 2-1. And for the girls to then sweep singles was extremely impressive, especially Mary Cardone beat Bree Hartman, who's an All-American. Esther Bowers at 2 beat Ginger Valentine, who's also an All-American. So for us to get those types of wins was very fulfilling, across the board.
You started with that victory, and then you moved on to victory, taking on the host team, Mary Washington.
Yeah, that one was, I think, the surprise of the tournament, not just for us, but for everyone there. I mean, Mary Wash was ranked, I think, 17th at the time, maybe 19th. Obviously a home match for them. And we went up 2-1 after doubles, and I think from listening to the girls and Chrissy's talk about it was, I think that going up 2-1, kind of had a similar feel to our met against Trinity last year, where it was, oh my gosh, we're actually in this one, we can do this, and then for us to battle the way we did. Mary Cardone had a win over an All-American, Rachel Summers. Esther, I think, had the clinch again, and that one was the most impressive, just simply in the fact that she served for the match, was broken in the second set, lost that second set tiebreaker, and then took off and won the third set 6-0 against a really good player. So her second clinch in as many days. And then, Mariana had another big win for us. So to pull off the 5-4 upset against that magnitude of a team, especially on the road, was tremendous. Biggest win in school history for the women's program.
And then you wrapped up your spring break trip there at the the Blue-Gray Invitational men at the Stag, and we'll talk about them in just a moment. A victory over a very good Bates team, 5-4.
Yeah, so that one was an interesting one because that was an 8 a.m. start, which I don't think any tennis player loves playing, and that was the day where it got cold and the temperatures outside were not playable. So we moved indoors against an indoors team, and for the sake of the tournament, we only got 3 courts where there's another match going on next. So instead of having everyone play like we had the previous 2 matches, it was 2 separate waves that went on. And again, we found ourselves up 2-1. Esther had a monster match at 1 doubles with Cece, and Mariana and Mary got the second point for us. And then singles, we rolled out 1-2-3. Esther came off in 40 minutes, which is unheard of at that level, winning 0-0. Mariana was battling an immense amount of pain throughout the entire tournament and pulled through a second set tiebreak to give us the 4-2. And then the most impressive part of all of it was Mary was up a set, down 2-5 in the second set, kind of needed to take a medical timeout, and then came back and reeled off the second set, 7-6 in the tiebreak to get us the clinch. And then Mimi pulled off another win. It was for the 6-3 win overall. So I think the biggest takeaway from that whole experience, especially for our freshmen, is just understanding the grind of the national level, what it takes, how much those little things matter. And overall it was an outstanding trip, results-wise, and then on top of that, they got to go to Washington, D.C. for a day and a half in sightseeing.
Yeah, great spring break trip there for the women. Back in action this Wednesday, hosting Wisconsin Eau Claire, and then Friday making the trip down to the Alamo City to take on Trinity. Always a good one. Coach, congratulations, and thanks for your time.
Thank you.